So regardless of how you feel about working from home, I'm gonna talk in this video a little bit about how it actually affects the housing market. So since 2020, we've seen here in Southern California, specifically Orange County, we have seen a tremendous amount of people that are moving from cities and metro areas through the entire United States. I'm talking New York, Los Angeles is a huge one, San Jose, San Francisco, and all over the place. And it's really been an interesting shift. Typically, these families are coming and they're moving, and yes, oftentimes they're families, and they are able to move out of the areas that they've been living because of working from home. They're working at high-income jobs in these cities, and they're coming, they're moving, and what they're looking for is really what all of Orange County has and why we love Orange County so much. Safety, nice neighborhoods, more of that community feel versus a city. You feel very isolated, just safe, clean, and nice. And Orange County has that. So here's a couple of different takes on an interesting topic of working from home. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Christian Stubbs, team leader and owner here at Onyx Homes. So let's dive right into the difference in working from home and if it's here to stay or not. So I was reading an article that I found super interesting, and it's what kind of spurred this, is Zoom, the company that we all use for video conferencing. They said that they are ending their fully remote work staff because they saw productivity drop by 18%, which is huge. So it's such an interesting and rather ironic thing to have happen is all of these different people have moved, they've changed their lives since 2020, and now all of a sudden companies, and Zoom especially, just the ironic one, are having companies move their employees back, or they're asking them to live in a certain radius of the office. They're trying to get people back in the office. So my question to you really is, what are your thoughts on this? Is this something you think is gonna continue happening? Are more and more people gonna have to go back to the office? So if you just look at this overall, is we've had a lot of people that have moved. The 2020 through 2022 was like the great shuffle of where people were moving all over the place. And a lot of it had to do with working from home. So I've got two really interesting takes here, how this could affect our local market. So when we're looking at working from home, there's a couple different things that can happen. Here's two. Number one is that these people might have to start moving back to where they came from, going back to the city so that they can go back into the office. Or maybe they're gonna have to adjust to be traveling back to where they were. Maybe if it's a hybrid, maybe only a couple days in the office. So that's one option, is we might see a lot of people moving out of the area that are typically high income earners. And what would that do to pricing in those neighborhoods? I think if you saw a large surge of people having to go back and move because of work from home, it would definitely affect housing prices. Now, in the grand scheme of things, most of these people are not gonna have to sell their house and move, but it definitely could be a little bit of a strain on that, which could bring more supply to the marketplace, which is great. And if enough supply came, it definitely could affect pricing. Do I think it's gonna be enough to really make any meaningful difference on pricing? No, probably not, but it is definitely an opportunity. Now, here's the second point that I think is probably a little bit more likely. And this is the employers are probably gonna look and see, where did all of our people move? And Orange County is one of the biggest hubs, along with Florida and Texas, of where people move. So is it impossible to think that the employers might think, hey, maybe we should just open an office where our people want to live? Now that would have a outsized effect, positive, on our local market. If you had some bigger companies that came in and said 10% of our workforce moved to Orange County, maybe we should just open a place there and it be a huge benefit, that would be fantastic, not only for that company and its employees, but it would be really good for the housing market in Orange County or even in surrounding areas. This is something that I think is frankly rather likely to have happen. I'm not saying you're gonna have Amazon or Tesla or something open a facility here in Orange County, but I think office space is something where you can have all kinds of different companies have a hub in Orange County because it's just right outside of LA. One thing I think you're gonna hear a lot about over the next 18 months is that commercial real estate in these cities is really struggling. Los Angeles is having a huge issue with commercial real estate, and I think one of the biggest opportunities, to be not totally off topic, is that I think you're gonna start to see a lot of commercial office space in these cities get changed over to residential. They're gonna make them condos or apartments. I think that's going to happen, and I think that's gonna be really good overall for cities, really help with affordability. But at the same point, that means that there's gonna be less office space in those areas. So moving to a different area is not totally out of the question. I think it's an interesting idea. I saw the article on Zoom saying they were totally going back to normal in the office, more on a hybrid schedule, and I thought it was was just so ironic, but we've helped so many families move out of the area into Orange County that I couldn't help myself but go ahead and talk about it and what the different options would be. Overall, I don't really think it's gonna have any impact on the market really in Orange County, but it is definitely gonna make an impact for certain individuals. So I always say stay educated on the market, stay updated on what's going on in your neighborhood specifically, especially if you're a homeowner. You can head over to SoCalHomesForSale.com, go over to the search button, you'll pull up a big map. Here's what I recommend doing. You can hit the draw button, you can draw a map, you can draw a little circle around your neighborhood and save that as a search. That way, every single time a house comes up for sale in your neighborhood or sells, you can get an update on that every single time. I think that's the easiest way you can stay updated on what's going on in the marketplace. So like I said, you can head over to SoCalHomesForSale.com, or of course, you can reach out to myself or one of our local experts to give you a market analysis, and we can send a new one every month or even every 6 months. We can put together a full appraisal analysis on your home. I hope this was helpful. If you found it, please hit the like button or share this if you got it in your email, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.